What if I told you that this mask is the first mask that I've ever tried that has actually helped me leave my body on the first night of trying? My name is Steven Carva, and I help people consciously explore outside the physical realm through altered states of consciousness. Guys, we're living in a wild moment in history. Things that once felt like science fiction are literally becoming everyday reality. Neural implants, AI assistants, virtual worlds, it's all happening faster than anyone thought. Now, if you're into lucid dreaming, you're probably well aware of all the failed attempts there has been in trying to induce lucid dreams and out-of-body experiences through masks. All these masks, ultimately what they're doing is just sending light signals during your possible REM period of sleep. I've tried those masks in the past, and they are the reason why I've actually been so vocal about how masks are straight up a waste of time, and it's just so much quicker and easier to induce this non-physical states directly through methods that you can do at night, that anyone can do at night, right? However, this has changed for me the moment I tried this mask, guys. The Lucid Me mask by REM Space. I have to admit though, I wasn't all too surprised, okay, of how well it worked, because even before I got it, I had already been following the creator of this mask for many years, and I completely understood how a mask like this would work. And this is what I want to explain to you today. I don't want you to get it thinking it's a miracle mask. Okay, the moment you start thinking that way, that's when it won't work. You gotta get it with the understanding that it's going to help you reach that state together with a set of actions, and that's when it works perfectly, because this mask requires a combination of effort. It's not just putting on the mask, it's together with the separation techniques that equates to success. So let's talk about why this mask works versus any other mask that exists out there. First of all, let's talk about the creator of this mask. Michael Raduga, founder of REM Space, is a well-known figure in the lucid dreaming and astral projection community. He's well known for having been a proponent of certain separation techniques that he has been teaching for many years and are known to be highly effective, and most especially for beginners. So Michael is a bit of a controversial figure, okay, most especially inside the astral projection community because of his ideas surrounding the whole practice. We're not going to go into that. Regardless of his beliefs, there is one thing that any person that has ever tried his methods will attest to, and that is that his indirect method to separate from the body simply works. Now, for those of you that are familiar with the main method that I teach to astral project, I've said it many times before, all right? And it's even inside the method itself that I wrote. And I say that I reference my method from Michael's method. And my version just has some slight differences, but for the most part, it's the same method, right? And it's also the method that I teach in the previous video if you want to check that out. Okay, I put the link in the description below. But essentially, it's called the indirect method. And the method involves using wake back to bed to wake up in the middle of the night to then perform a series of steps which enables you to separate from your body, and it's done by leveraging micro awakenings. And a very important and vital part of this method is that you have to cycle through these separation movements. All right, so far so good. Now, the biggest challenge that people have when practicing this has really always been that they cannot remember to do these movements the moment they wake up naturally during the micro awakening. Also, in some cases, not being able to even wake up without moving or opening their eyes. And I can totally understand this challenge, all right? Because I know it takes practice to be able to perform these tasks well, and also at the exact time required for you to in fact separate out of your body. However, here is exactly where the mask comes in. Okay, so the Lucid Me mask comes with a capability where it will detect the exact moment during sleep where you are most primed for separation. It will send signals not to make you instantly lucid, okay, not that, but it will send signals reminding you to do the separation techniques right there in that moment. And when you do, you separate from your body. I'm not exaggerating this, I'm being completely truthful here, even putting my own reputation on the line here, because I can assure you, when the mask is used this way, in conjunction with yourself performing the separation techniques on cue, then your chances of separating are incredibly high. This is what makes it completely different than any other traditional so-called lucid dreaming mask, because all the other ones are just simply trying to make you aware that you're dreaming while inside the dream through flashing lights that will somehow you will see within the dream, okay? And Michael Raduga, being a researcher, claimed that he has performed numerous tests around this, even under laboratory conditions and using like clinical tools and such, okay? They tested how often someone would go lucid by flashing lights or other cues in their eyes while dreaming. And the results were incredibly low. And I cannot remember, the exact numbers, but basically it was a total joke. And this was under lab conditions. Michael basically proved that this notion that people can become lucid through flashing lights during REM sleep is absolutely not worth the effort, and hence why he thought of creating this mask. So once you understand that and you follow the steps, guys, you could be separating easily all the time. Now, I've been using this mask now for 2 weeks straight, and up until now, no joke, I've separated from my body every single time I've had a good night's sleep. And listen carefully, okay? The key phrase here is a good night's sleep. And the manual that comes with the mask also emphasizes how important it is for you to have a good night's sleep, okay, to increase your chances of success. This is something I can absolutely attest to. And again, the reason is because you are leveraging the indirect method. And without the mask, a general rule for this method to work is that you have a good sleep. There's certainly been a few days where I've put on the mask and for whatever reason, mostly due to external factors, I just kept waking up during the night. Just a terrible night's sleep, okay? And those nights the mask was not effective. So it's very simple, guys. If you sleep well, I assure you that you will see results, okay? Now, if you do get the mask, you will notice it pairs up with a phone app where you can control the mask settings, and you can have many different options to make the mask work the best for you. For me personally, I keep it very simple. I only use the indirect method option, and I don't touch any other setting. That's it. That alone was enough for me to simply put the mask on when I first go to sleep, and just suddenly hours later I would be woken up by the mask itself, basically telling me to perform the cycling of separation techniques. As soon as I heard it, and along with the flashing lights, that's more than enough for you to take action. And as soon as I began the separation movements, I almost instantly separated. I actually remember the first day I tried the mask. I vividly remember rolling out of my body, right? And standing in my astral room, just thinking to myself, what? Like, wow, the mask actually worked. It absolutely confirmed that this was the real deal for me. Okay, so this mask, as REM Space has claimed, is the first version of its kind. Considering it's the first one, you can tell it feels a little bit prototypey or experimental. Don't get me wrong, the mask itself is incredibly comfortable. I would say it could easily be the most comfortable mask I've ever worn. Then later I heard Michael saying that they had certainly invested a lot in using high quality materials to insert their circuit board inside, because there is a circuit board inside that is protected by a zipper. But that said, some of the components do feel a little bit flimsy, and I'm sure the company will be improving them for their next mask. But look, I'll be honest with you, I genuinely don't care about it. I mean, if the mask works the way it does, I prefer that 100 times more that they focus on its functionality than its constructability. As long as it works the way it does, I really don't care. I won't deep dive into its components or anything like that. I'll leave that for another video. But rest assured, there's nothing here, in my view, that would be a deal breaker for you to not want to get this mask. It's never claiming to be a miracle gadget or anything like that, all right? And that's why I like it. It still involves a level of effort from your part, and it's very clearly outlined what you need to do. And if you do that, then chances of success are 80 to 90%. Here's the deal. REM Space did send me this mask to try it out. I was very clear to them that I would have to test it out for a while before I even considered speaking about it to my audience, just because of my history with masks. But they were so confident about its effectiveness that they completely understood. And now here I am. like attesting to it and telling you guys it absolutely works. And as long as you follow the exact steps outlined by the indirect method, you'll be successful. So if you have the money for it, go for it. It's not cheap, right? But to me personally, I feel it's totally worth it. Maybe start saving up for a bit, I don't know. Regardless, I do have a code that you can use to get 10% discount on the mask. Maybe that will help. I'm afraid this code is for a limited time only. So if you can, don't wait too long, and all the links are in the description below. So again, if you have the means for it, then yeah, go for it. I will probably be doing another video about how the mask actually works. So I will be deep diving into the mask and the app, so that by the time you get the mask, you can look at the video and understand exactly how to use it. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, I'd appreciate it if you like and subscribe to this channel. I talk about astral projection, lucid dreaming, multidimensional travel, and all things weird and interesting. Alright, also consider becoming a Patreon. Be part of my multidimensional explorer and master community, where I share guides, methods, insights, everything related to this practice of non-physical exploration. You can even have direct one-on-one messaging with me. And I'll talk to you again in the next video.
Because I am more than physical matter, I can perceive that which is greater than the physical world.